So today we're doing our top 5 roller coasters.
At number 5 for my list is Diamondback, Kings Island. Diamondback is just it's just a classic. It had to be my top 5, and the hills from the very first time till now hold up, and it's just some of the best drops on a roller coaster.
So number 5 for me is Expedition Everest. Expedition Everest is a great coaster. It's located at Disney World, obviously, Animal Kingdom, and has some fun backward moments. Has obviously the famous Yeti, and definitely deserves the number 5 spot. Great spot to point at people waiting in line, and it definitely deserves that spot.
Dialing in at number 4 of my top 5 coasters. I would definitely have to go with Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. It's located here at Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, that side of the park. And I've only done it probably a handful of times, but it is definitely one of the most unique roller coasters that has some great speed parts and has a very interesting twist to a roller coaster that no other roller coaster ever has done for me, where you drop and you lose your stomach. So clocking in at 4 is Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure.
Number 4 for me is Diamondback, which is one that Jake just mentioned. I have a soft spot for this ride because it's at my home park, Kings Island, that we always go to, and it's just a great ride. It's really smooth. It's been smooth for 10 plus years. It's been made, and it's just a really fun ride. Get great airtime, get a great shot going over the crowd and the water, and this definitely deserves the number 4 spot. It's a great ride, classic at my home park, Kings Island.
Clocking in at number 3 on my list is kind of a surprise one for some people, but to me, it's a ride that's definitely grown over time, and that is Banshee of Kings Island. And honestly, Banshee to me, the more I've done it, it wasn't my favorite one, but I love the theming, and I love just to me, when I ride that ride, it makes me think that I'm flying a jet, and like a fighter jet, and it's just the way you bank, and just it's some of the best loops on a roller coaster. And to me, it used to hurt my ankles, but ever since like the last couple of years, it's just been one of my favorites, and it's just an absolute classic. And it's some of the smoothest loops on any roller coaster. So Banshee clocks in number 3.
Number 3 on my list is Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. The motorbikes, it's a crazy ride. This is so unique. Has the drops, you go backwards, you go forward, you go fast, you go really fast, but really fast acceleration. This ride there's so much to see actually, like physically in front of you, not CGI, not effects, like actual animatronics, which is great. It's an outdoor coaster, you go through the woods, and it's just so unique, and it's so fun. And doing this ride for the first time, didn't know what was going to happen. It's so shocking, and the fact that you have all these different elements in there is just insane. And this top 3 could all go back and forth with, they're basically all the same level of how much I love them, but Hagrid's does pull in at number 3 on my list.
Clocking in at number 2 on my list, and like Kenny just mentioned, honestly, you could interchange a lot of the top 5. At least the top 3 to me, you could interchange. And number 2 for me is Maverick of Cedar Point. Maverick was right out of the gate, just blew us away. And since as you see from my number 1 spot, nothing ever really got to that level of just speed and banking. And the first time we did it, the ride was actually working at full capacity, and there's certain aspects to it that we haven't got to see, unfortunately, the last few times with explosions on the water. But overall, though, great ride, some of the best banks, and some of the most just jarring banks and just hills that you don't really see in any other ride. It still catches me off guard, but easily, I bought a t-shirt for Maverick. It's one of my favorite rides, and it definitely clocks in number 2 on my list here in 2023.
So number 2 for me is Velocicoaster. I said how 1 through 3 was basically all the same. 1 and 2 could be flip-flopped immediately. They're both perfect rides, in my opinion. But Velocicoaster comes in at 2, barely. Is an amazing coaster. It's themed after Jurassic World, the original, which is great. Already as a 10 out of 10 movie, and then they really play up the Velociraptor in the panic scene, where it looks like you're in the panic, and there's great acceleration. There's amazing hills, they go upside down, and it seems like you're not even going upside down. You have amazing loops, you go over the water, you go around and over people walking around the park. And it's just an amazing coaster. It is so thrilling, and it's just basically everything I want in a coaster. It's really similar to the one spot, but Velocicoaster is amazing. I love the ride, and barely does it make number one.
Yep, you can actually see Velocicoaster.
Right
it's hard to see it at night, but it's on the other side of the building here. During the day, it's the biggest hill is right there. Yep, clocking in at my top roller coaster here, at least in the year of 2023, is without a doubt Velocicoaster. I have the t-shirt sitting over there on a table, and as you can see, Jurassic World and Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies, and just the entire universe. I love it so much. I mean, it's everywhere. It's my life. A lot of it's one of my favorite movies, and when going into this ride, I'm like, there's no way, like it cannot live up to the hype. It can't be that good. 'Cause I was hearing great things about it, and it blows me away every time I do it. And it's just the theming, the music, the animatronics, the stuff in the line just gets you locked in, and then the ride itself is just unbelievable with hills and speed ups. And I mean, there's the facts. I could talk forever about all the different things about it, but there's a part at the end that is unlike anything any other ride I've ever done, where you like bank above the water, and it feels like you're this close to the water. Just absolutely thrilling, perfect ride in my mind, and it without a doubt is by far my top roller coaster here in 2023, not top movie.
So at number one for me is Maverick. Maverick is located at Cedar Point and just barely beats out Velocicoaster. The overall theming of Velocicoaster being at Universal is really tough to beat, and but based on just the coaster, Maverick barely beats it for me. They're really equal, but Maverick is just such a phenomenal ride. The way you bank back and forth the ride is themed off a horse, Maverick, but it really does remind me of the Maverick movie with the plane going back and forth. It's just so thrilling, so smooth, and the fact that you go underneath, you go accelerate like you're going by a train, and then the moment where you go by the water and water cannons are shooting up like you're getting fired at, like you're getting shot at. It's just so thrilling, perfect. I love this ride, and always try to do this multiple times when we get to Cedar Point, and is definitely my favorite coaster at the moment that I've done so far in my life. Is number one on the list still to this day. So Maverick is number one.
Also, guys, Max, who is a contributor to Movie Mania, who's been on a couple movie reviews in the past here recently as well, he sent in his top 5 roller coasters of all time, at least here in 2023. So I'm sure it can be updated. But his top 5 starts number 5, Mystic Timbers, number 4, Diamondback, both at Kings Island, and then number 3 is actually the Mummy, who Kenny has the shirt on for that right now. It's actually located right over there. And then number 2 for him is Italian Job at Kings Island, and then number 1 is definitely his top ride. It's always hearing good things about it, and his top ride is the Beast.
And then we also got Megan's top 5 coasters, in which number 5 was Maverick, number 4 was the Beast, number 3 is the Hulk, number 2 is Motorbikes, and number 1 is once again Velocicoaster. So that was our list, our top 5 list. Got a few other lists in here of people's coasters. Obviously, there's so many great coasters that we can't include all of them. Even I was saying the top 3 was hard to decipher, but there's so many great ones that it's kind of impossible to make a list like this, because there's like the Hulk was not there's a million. But this is at least our list we try to break down at the moment. Yeah. And obviously it could change for the new coasters we do in the future.
Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. And like you just said, I mean, this is going to be a fluid thing. This is not going to be forever. I mean, just think about a Velocicoaster. Some of these rides are on this list we didn't even ride until the last 3 or 4 years, maybe even 2 years, some of them. So, and speaking of rides, we're about to do the new Guardians Cosmic Rewind roller coaster, which, who knows, that could jump really high on the list. I'm hearing good things about it. At least interesting things about it. We're going to be doing that within the next few days. Either way, guys, that was our list. The most important thing, though, is go to the comments and let us know what your top 5 lists are, maybe even top 10 if you can do more. Because we're actually we could probably do a top 10, top 15 list if we wanted to. It gets harder the lower you get, because they're just so interchangeable. But let us know. And what's a ride also that you think we should try that we have not done? I'd love to travel to other parks we've not been to before. But again, thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.